Can you hear back there? Because I'm going to talk about these Gulab Jamun.
You need sugar syrup, you need cardamom, you need milk powder, which I just showed you. Just right in here, so you can show that.
Yeah,
and then you need a white flour. So you got to mix white flour and a dry milk powder. Mix together.
And oil.
No oil.
No oil yet.
Put oil in there.
Not yet.
Okay.
There you go.
Now it's going to use the oil in
Now
it.
you put it.
You already did. Okay.
All right.
Let's say about, if you're making about 10 pieces,
Oh, okay.
you
You put
got
a little.
to use like maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons of oil.
Yeah, too soft.
And then you got to use a
I
water
actually
in
have
it.
one, but we didn't have time to set it up. We're too far behind.
Yeah, what did you say?
Actually, if I close up, you should hear his voice better. Well, let's see if that works. Talk now. Okay. It has a little built-in mic.
Then you got to use the water. Let's say about half a cup.
I do have a mic. I didn't have time to set it up. It takes a while. But the visuals are good, aren't they? I don't know. Maybe not. You can see everything. I understand.
So are you taping this?
Yep. Yep. In fact, I can show you like outtakes of all my.
What do you do with it?
I create little promo videos. Eventually, someone said, for someone's birthday, you can sell them a DVD. Because the way that the iMac is developed, I can literally take it. Sorry, back to cooking. Sorry, I'm talking again.
After you do that process, this is how it looks like. It probably looks like a loaf, as you can see.
You want that for red, right? So,
All of those.
The Riesling? But there's another white too.
once the meal starts.
So this is how it looks like in here.
It's like playing with Play-Doh, everyone. You remember Play-Doh? Can you all do that? That's fun. Why don't we all come up and do that? We all come up and.
I like that's nice.
Maybe that'd be the next ice cream. Raw Gulab Jamun dough ice cream, right?
Is it there?
All right, here we go, everyone. Here it comes.
As you can see, now you got to boil the oil.
How long does that take? It takes a while. Okay, now I'm focused, so you can watch while he's doing this, okay? He's going to put it in the hot burning oil. It's going to be super cold. But I do want to talk about wine real quick. Okay, the secret about wine and food pairing is, traditionally wine and food pairing was a European thing, okay? Because the French made the greatest wine for hundreds of years. So almost all wine and food pairing is based on international European cuisine, okay? Which is your continental cuisine, your roast beef, your sole meuniere, your ribs, racks, all that kind of stuff when you used to go out to fine dining. About 50 years ago, all of a sudden, we're eating a diversity of foods. I mean, whoever thought of Thai? Whoever thought of, pairing wine with Indian food? All these other cuisines started coming to our country and to Europe, and all of a sudden, wine and food pairing became of interest. I mean, for example, India, I don't know if you knew this, did not have a custom of wine drinking. Today, India is producing a significant amount of wine. I'd like to get some, but unfortunately, the consumers in India are drinking it all. And that's an interesting point. I don't know if you knew that. So right now, there's a shortage of Indian wine because they can't make enough for a domestic market. Kind of like, why we're just drinking Virginia wine here, right? Something. So, By the way, all 50 states produce wine. So the secret of wine, wait, hold on, because I'm going to get like 5 minutes to really do this. The secrets of wine and food pairing are, you should pair based on the main flavors of the food. It was simple back in the old days. You had white wine with white meat and fish, and red wine with meat. What if you take red meat like lamb and add spices to it? What if you take chicken like this and all of a sudden add richer spices? All of a sudden you change the protein. In the old days the protein told you what to eat. White fish, white wine. Red meat, red wine. Now, with all the flavors out there, the coriander, the curries, whatever, I don't think in terms of the protein. In fact, other than red meat and maybe lamb, I think almost all proteins are pretty neutral. Pork, salmon's a little on the richer side, but almost all your fish, chicken, etc. Now I think in terms of sauce. Now, if we look at Indian cuisine, there's definitely a heavy spice and herbal flavor. Lots of spices, sweetness. Key is a lot of herbs add sweetness to the food. I don't know if you've noticed this. And they use a little bit of yogurt and sometimes a touch of sugar. To me, one of the overwhelming flavors I get is sweetness. Riesling, particularly German Rieslings, have two things that work well with Indian food. One, low in alcohol, because alcohol causes burn in your mouth when you have hot spiciness. And number two is sugar. Why does a wine with a low percentage of sugar taste good with spicy foods? Because I think the sugar offsets the high of the food. Kind of like sweet and sour, sweet and high. Okay? Why do you put sweet and sour together? Aren't they contradictions? So to me, German Riesling, is the perfect accompaniment to almost all these dishes. And I also included a Pinot Gris. By the way, Pinot Gris is the same as Pinot Grigio. That's what they call it in Italy. Pinot Gris is sort of a light to medium bodied white wine. This one's from Oregon. Believe it or not, Oregon's known for two grapes. Pinot Gris and Pinot Noir. The world's greatest Pinot Noir is from Oregon. I know, I was just there. I was just at the International Pinot Noir Conference in Oregon. I tasted 200 wines in 3 days. I'm here to tell you. And I will tell you that Pinot Gris is the most food-friendly white wine you can find. So, although we're going to pour Rieslings as you go, when you finally finish your Riesling and start having your food, we're going to pour Pinot Gris too. If you'd like to keep your second glass for red wine has a problem with spicy food. You know what the problem is? It has tannin in it. That's the flavor component from the skin, which creates like a bitterness. When you have hot foods and spicy foods, it makes them more bitter. But I like that, so I drink red wine. The preference is not to drink red wine because of the bitterness and the bitterness and the bitterness of the herb come together and create more bitterness. Personally, I like that. And there's one red wine, although I didn't. The red wine you're going to have is a Shiraz, same as the Shiraz in Australia. The reason I like this wine so much, and I would also do a Zinfandel, American red Zinfandel, because it's so jammy, fruity. It's not sweet, but all that fruit will taste so good with the lamb in particular. Okay. I've never paired it before. It's an experiment. You are my experiment. My guinea pig. Tell me if it works. If it doesn't, the good news about my job, no one has died yet from the bad food. Unless it was spinach. Unless it was okay. Yes, I'm missing the cooking. Hold on. Okay, question. Question.
Working on my own. I was here last week. We tried gourd tomatoes.
All right. The whole Gewürztraminer thing. Yeah. Everyone always says, "Oh, you gotta have a German Gewürztraminer with Indian food." Someone invented this a long time ago. The perfect pairing is Gewürztraminer and Indian food. Here's the problem. Gewürztraminer is a grape. It's a very bitter, lychee, potent grape. Lots of alcohol. Alcohol is kind of the enemy of spicy food. Gewürztraminer to me has a bitterness to it. It's like a bitter grapefruit, and to me, it overwhelms food. This is the deal with Riesling. It tends to be lighter, floral, lower in alcohol. To me, that is a better combo. But you know what? If you like beer with Indian food, it works. If you like white Zinfandel, actually white Zinfandel is probably pretty good with it because it doesn't have much flavor. If you drink scotch, I think it'd be great. Any form of alcohol. Enough of that. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make that at home. No one's gonna make that at home. But those things though, you put them in the refrigerator, they're good for 2 or 3 days because all the oil keeps them really good. And they taste like candy. Sort of. Have you had them?
Yeah,
Really good.
those ones look bad.
Very nice.
Sure you nailed that.
Can you look like right there? Right.
It wasn't that we got one down.
Oh, I got it. There. Homer, can I ask a favor? I can take this camera all by itself in the kitchen. Would you mind if I put filming of the kitchen? Yeah, it's like 5 minutes. No, but when he's Thank you. It won't take long. It takes like 5 minutes.
Excuse me, as you can see that
Your attention, please.
once you have made a ball of those, you got to put that on the slow fire oil. And you got to cook that, let's say, about 10 minutes until it turns into the brown color. As you can see, the color is slowly coming up and taking place. And once they are done, you got to put them into the sugar syrup. And
Ooh.
you got to, yeah, ma'am, tell me. Yeah, you, yeah.
What are the spices you put in the
Sorry?
right here?
What are the spices? I can hear you.
Hey, it's not that.
What spices?
To garam masala. Yeah, sure. The garam masala, you got to use those kind of spices. Like, yeah, that's it called, no, cardamom, the big cardamom, the small cardamom, cloves, yes, this leaf, the cinnamon leaf, cinnamon stick. So, garam masala you put, garam masala जितने भी खड़े मसाले होते हैं ना, मतलब जैसे फिशिंग,
She's not a good shadow like
Today was Tuesday, Wednesday this week. Wednesday, Thursday. She lives in
We could have used you before. What's that?
Are you recording our voices here?
No, I mean, it'd be nice if you translate better than he does. I know. I'm saying, I wish you would do it.
My own language is not easy.
cardamom is used, but the whole on the top to give some flavor.
I want to know what you put in the masala. But it's the same on the island. So when you buy the bottle, it's the same.
You do what?
You might ask how they make it.
Oh, what the camera?